some of the we met some of the prisoners after the war, who'd been here, Italians and German prisoners, and they used to get these threepenny bits and turn them into rings, finger rings, and there were some of the German prisoners were quite clever. They used to make slippers out of carpet, and they used to make the soles by rolling, by bending clothesline round and round and round until they got a sole shape, and that was after the war, because they were given more freedom after the war. I mean, they were confined during the period of the war, but after the war, certainly one German came to work for my dad under some sort of a government scheme. He was still a prisoner, and others worked on the farms of Italians and so on. And I do remember in 1947, very, very cold winter. That was the winter when I took my 11 plus exam. And actually it was cancelled, I think 3 times. And eventually we were all due to go towards the end of March to the exams, and I had to go to Snaith to take my exam. And we had a blizzard the night before, and it was absolutely deep snow, and a lot of people couldn't get to the exam. And I remember that there was a big old stove in the school at Snaith, and the boys delighted in melting snowballs on this stove. Now, they spattered all over the place, and that was the cause of the floods, because there was so much snow on the hills that when it melted, when the thaw came, it all went down into the rivers at once. So it wasn't like these recent floods, which
it was just rain.
It was just horrendous rain. It was the thaw in '47, and I remember when it was very freezing. This isn't Selby though. This is Carlton. There's a very big pond at Carlton, or lake at Carlton Towers, and it's a mile long. And they used to hold the Yorkshire Skating Championships there whenever it was frozen enough. And there were about at least 10, maybe 15 Italian prisoners, and they were so delighted with this ice on the pond that they'd got more or less hobnail boots. They made this amazing slide. They just went one after the other, and made this huge long slide. And then at one point they put me, aged 11, onto the end of it, and I just went down to the bottom. You just slid. You weren't trying to slide, you just went because it was so slippery. I remember that. And people used to have skates. They would borrow or beg, or parents would find skates for people from somewhere, like cousins would hand them down or whatever. And we used to go and skate on the pond. I was never very good at it, but one of my sisters was pretty good.